Hey, Dustin, Hockensmith here with your Week 1 edition of the Philadelphia Eagles Blitz. It's a regular season coming up. We're in picks, predictions, and matchup mode here for Thursday night's opener at home against the Atlanta Falcons, 8:20 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursday from Lincoln Financial Field. We're going to start by looking backwards in order to look forward to that matchup, looking back to the 2017 season, obviously an unforgettable one for the Eagles, 13-3, defending Super Bowl champions. That postseason run started with a 15-10 win over these same Atlanta Falcons. Falcons 10-6. That was a year after they advanced to the Super Bowl and played New England and lost pretty infamously in that one. It's a rematch of sorts to kick off the 2018 NFL season. Wanted to look at some key numbers from this matchup. You see a balanced Eagles team last year that ranked among the top 10 in a lot of different categories in the NFL. They exceeded expectations, as you can see from that ATS against the spread number. Atlanta, an explosive, balanced offense. A lot of those key pieces are back for the 2018 season. You'll get a look at those Thursday night against the Eagles. All right, looking at a few other key details about this game. 8:20 p.m. Eastern Time is the kickoff in Philadelphia. Eagles, as of midweek, a 3-point favorite in this game. Started around 5.5 points, was betted down. A lot of people seem to like the Falcons to start to cover some ground in that matchup. Temperatures expected in the 80s. There is a chance of rain in this one, which is a storyline worth watching for both of these offenses. All right, we look back. I want to look forward a little bit. What's new about these teams going into the 2018 season? First of all, the Eagles bring in Mike Wallace to replace Torrey Smith, who was traded to Carolina. That's a change you'll see offensively, especially with Alshon Jeffrey out for this game as he recovers from rotator cuff surgery. You might see a little bit more Mike Wallace in this matchup than you would otherwise. LeGarrette Blount, the big bruising back, is now in Detroit. The backfield is going to change up a little bit. Jay Ajayi expected to lead the way. Corey Clement, Darren Sproles, Wendell Smallwood all could play roles in this one. And of course, the big one under center, Nick Foles, will get to start Thursday night for Week 1. Carson Wentz still not quite there yet in his recovery from knee surgery. On the Atlanta side, one player worth watching, first-round wide receiver Calvin Ridley. Very fast, very polished in his routes. Expected to play that number 3 wide receiver role. And an offense that brings back Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, Mohamed Sanu, that backfield combination, Devontae Freeman, Tevin Coleman. There's a lot of good pieces here. One thing worth noting on both sides, 2 of the best offensive lines in the NFL. So whatever happens in this game, these plays will be well blocked. We know that. All right, so who's going to be 1-0 come Friday? PennLive reporter Daniel Gallen joins us to tell us what he's watching for in this matchup.
Hey Philadelphia Eagles fans, this is PennLive Eagles beat writer Daniel Gallen coming to you from Philadelphia. The Eagles opened the season on Thursday night against the Atlanta Falcons. The Super Bowl defense officially starts at Lincoln Financial Field in prime time. It should be a great game. A lot of interesting storylines coming into it on both sides. The number one key to the game for me is which version of Nick Foles will show up for the Eagles. Will it be the version of Nick Foles who won Super Bowl MVP, was unstoppable against the Minnesota Vikings, and helped seal the win over the Falcons in the divisional round, or will it be the Nick Foles that we saw in the preseason and the Nick Foles that we saw at the end of last year against Oakland and Dallas when the Eagles offense really struggled? That will really determine the outcome of the game. Overall, for a prediction, I had the Falcons winning 24-21. The Eagles just have a lot of questions. A lot of guys aren't back from injury. We haven't seen guys like Jason Peters and Darren Sproles play yet. We don't know how healthy Brandon Graham will be. There's just a lot of questions surrounding the team right now. I think they'll get it under control at some point. They'll really hit their stride at some point this season. But I think it'll be a little bit of a rough start for the Eagles on Thursday night.
All right, thank you, Daniel. And for what it's worth, I've got the Falcons winning this one 23-20. A lot of moving parts here for the Eagles to settle down and shore up going into the season. I think this team could come together and be very good as the season goes along. Atlanta, a little bit more comfort in that offense, that team going into Week 1. We'll see what happens. You can follow us all year long on PennLive.com and right here on your Philadelphia Eagles Blitz.